I was asked the other day for some interview advice, and I used to recruit and hire interns and engineers for a mid-sized company, and today I do the same thing for my consultancy. And so I was thinking about it, and you can consider an interview like three legs of a stool, and if you have all three, it's stable. Book smarts, street smarts, and staying true to yourself. So demonstrate your book smarts, demonstrate your street smarts, and stay true to yourself. These are three things that I want to cover today. So starting with book smarts. Let's say you're asked a technical question. If you know the answer, great. If you don't know the answer, don't BS it. Try to walk it back to territory that you're familiar with and cite an example that's similar that you can candidly describe naturally, and throw in the caveat that you're interested in learning these new skills that you don't have apparently to not answer the technical question that they asked in the first place. So just be honest and be relaxed. There's no question you don't know the answer to. If they ask a question that you think you don't know the answer to, walk it back to territory that you're familiar with. And make your examples good. We had a guy come in who wanted to become a mechanical engineer for the company who I was recruiting for. And I asked him what he had done before he came to us for a job. And he said, I drove a truck, pretty much just drove around. It was really boring. And what he could have said is, I operated a vehicle and I monitored engine health, and I routinely inspected it for preventative maintenance. And the benign, boring thing that he did could have been described using terminology of the trade that would have made it more clear that he was familiar with working around machinery. So as engineers, we're typically good at book smarts, but this leads into leg number 2. Street smarts. And this is where we, in general, could use some work. So, a reputation engineers have, unfortunately, but well-deserved, is that we exit school and don't know how to work with our hands. It's something that I've encountered interviewing early mechanical engineers, that they have this book smarts. They know how to do calculations, but they don't know how to handle a wrench. They've never worked on a machine. And so one of the red flags that I see when someone comes into an interview is when they're dressed like a politician. And I want to encourage, especially young men, I can't speak to fashion for women because I just don't have experience, but swap out your polished shoes for steel-toed boots, and wear a pair of safety glasses in your collar or in your shirt so that it looks like you've been to a job site before and you know standard safety measures. And finally, the third leg of the stool, just be true to yourself. Now, I have a few things I want to mention here. Understand it's relational. The people who are interviewing you may likely be your future co-workers. And so they're looking for help, but they're also looking for a friend. And so just relax and be a friend. And one thing I've learned through my experiences is that businesses are a lot like organisms. They're a lot like plants in a garden, competing and forming mutualistic and parasitic relationships. And behind all policies and partnerships among businesses are just human relationships and human decisions. So understand, as it's relational, as much as they're interviewing you, you're interviewing them. And you are selling your services. You are a business of one, and you're selling your services. And so understand what's important to you from them. I encourage you to understand what they do with their waste. Understand where they're getting their natural resources. Understand who their customers are. Follow the dollar. Who's benefiting? Who's profiting? Are these the entities to whom you want to sell your services, to sell your time? And so just keep that in mind too. And I think that's all I have, so good luck.